Here are 3 things you may not have known about being a professional tennis player on the ITF Challenger Tour. Number 1, many of us do not employ a full-time coach. For the lower tier of professional tennis, we do not make a ton of money, and it is very expensive to employ a full-time coach that you're constantly traveling with and training with. Even if you do have the money, the ITF level of tennis is one of the highest levels of tennis in the world, with the WTA being the only level of tennis higher than that. The game of tennis itself evolves all the time, so finding someone who understands the modern landscape of professional tennis and who can also give you tailored suggestions to your own game to help you break into the top level of WTA tennis is pretty hard to come by. And your best bet is usually a retired professional tennis player or a retired professional tennis coach. I take lessons with mine a handful of times in the year, and I text him after every tournament. You might be wondering, how do we get advice and improve our game if we are not constantly one-on-one with a coach? Personally, I listen to everyone and no one. Anyone who has something to say about my game looking at it from the outside, I am willing to listen. When it comes to telling me what is happening from the outside, they are usually always right, regardless of their expertise. When it comes to telling me how to fix it, usually they are not always 100% correct. And it is my job to be open and receptive and very selective about the advice that I take. Number 2, there is a lot of waiting around. I don't think people expect this when they think about professional tennis. Whether you're waiting around to see if you get into a tournament, or you're waiting around for a rain delay to get done, or you're waiting around at the airport for your flight. Even during our training days at home, there are periods of intense work and periods of intense rest. And how you sit with yourself during those moments of rest are just as important as how you handle yourself in the heat of competition. Number 3, the journey of every single professional tennis player is unique. I think when a lot of people look at professional tennis players, they think, oh, they must have all gone through similar things in order to get there. Once I became a professional tennis player, I realized that is not the case. In fact, it turns out all of our paths are extremely unique despite all of us getting to the same spot and achieving a similar standard of excellence in our sport. In fact, it appears one of the most important parts of becoming a professional tennis player and becoming a successful professional tennis player is being able to take pride in your story. Follow for more.